everyone. So just so you realize, today I'm filming landscape, not portrait. The reason is my little cousin Aisha said to me, you're doing it all wrong. She watches a lot of YouTube, by the way. She goes, you need to film landscape, not portrait. So I'm going to try and carry on looking at the camera and not at myself, because the minute I look at myself, it looks really funny on screen. And today we are at part 2 of my diabetic journey. And last week I told you about how I found out I had diabetes, what I'd done about it or didn't do about it, and what medication I was taking. And we stopped at the fact that I'd flown back in from America and we went into lockdown. So what made me think about this? Well, back in November, my husband's best friend had a little baby, and Ava was the most cutest thing in the world. And it made me start thinking about when I would want kids. When I landed in March, I found out that one of my best friends, his wife was pregnant. One of my husband's other friends, his wife was pregnant as well. And all of a sudden I thought, oh my God, I need to think about this. So I started doing a bit of research, and I realized that when you're diabetic, this escalates, everything escalates. So what changes if you're diabetic and you want to try and get pregnant? You need to take a lot of folic acid. You have to have more than the normal amount of folic acid. And this is to prevent your baby from having spina bifida. I hope I've said that right. Any experts watching are going to be like, you said it wrong. But anyway, spina bifida is when there's a problem with the spinal cord developing. That is why when you're diabetic, you need to actually take more folic acid and for a longer period of time. So you have to have it at least 3 months before you even try and conceive. On top of that, your glucose levels need to be lower, and you need to keep, a good healthy diet throughout the pregnancy, especially during the first 12 months when your baby is developing. I didn't know any of this. It's not as simple as 1, 2, 3. No, I have to think about this. And that is why I started trying to lower my levels. Now, last year, people would say to me, you've been married a year. When are you having a baby? Come on, are you having a baby yet? What's going on? It didn't really bother me until I started thinking about my age and how many kids I would want, how much space I would want, how many years I would want between those kids, and how old I could potentially be before I have, say, my second child. And that is why I decided I need to do something about these glucose levels. I need to take care of myself. So if we decide we want to try for a baby, at least I'm in the best position and I'm in the most healthiest position I can be. So what did I start doing? Well, I didn't go ahead and just go onto a keto diet or anything. I decided to see what could work for me. I started drinking a lot more water, which I wasn't doing before. I cut out all the fizzy drinks. I cut out all the dilute drinks that I was drinking. No more juices or anything. I didn't say no completely though. I said, if I feel like I want a little bit of, say, Coke one day, I can have that, but just a little bit on the weekend. So during the week, it's all water. I also started eating a lot less carbs. Now, everyone says the keto diet is really good, but that is no carbs completely. I feel like I'm the type of person where if I say no, my cravings get even worse. So what I decided to do was lower my carb intake. On a plate of food, when I was younger, I would eat all the carbs first. I would then eat some of the protein. By the time I got to the vegetables, I was so full, I literally couldn't eat anymore because I'd feel sick. So I started changing the way I eat. I started eating the protein first and the vegetables. Once I had done that, I went to my lower amount of carbs. So if my handful of carbs was this much before, it lowered to this much. But because I was so full, I was only eating this much. That, again, is a massive achievement for me. The good thing is my levels went down for the first time. I was under 7. So the best thing for me is for the first time, my levels went under 7. For anyone that's diabetic, anyone that knows anything about diabetes, my levels were between 8 and 9, sometimes hitting 10 and 12, which is really bad. To get that under 7 for the first time was a massive achievement, and I was so proud of myself, and it made me think I've got to do this. I also started doing a lot more exercise. I set myself a 28-day goal. I put it up on my Instagram for anyone that saw it, and every day I've been trying to follow that and do the exercises. I ordered myself a proper yoga mat so I didn't slip all over the place, and I started following these exercises, and it's basically just simple exercises to help you lose fat around your belly area and it just increases over the days. The 28th day is actually the day after my birthday, but that means that the day of my birthday, if I've done good and I've lost enough weight, I can have that piece of cake and it's going to be absolutely fine. So guys, that's where I am with my diabetic journey. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare anybody about the whole trying to get pregnant and being diabetic. Yes, there are possibilities that you may have a larger baby, but that's okay because there are measures in place, and people with diabetes have children all the time. You can end up having a cesarean, but again, not an issue. And there are problems that you could have. There are complications. However, if you manage your levels, those complications are going to get less and less and less, and there may not be any complications at all. So all it means is you just need to be a bit more prepared. You need to be a bit more aware of what you're doing, what you're putting into your body, what you're eating, what you're drinking, and what your levels are before you consider trying for a baby. So that's where my diabetic journey is going to end today. However, I'm just going to let you know I've got an awesome interview coming out on Friday with a lady called Swati, who is actually an expert in this particular subject. So I've got a load of questions that I'm going to be speaking to her about, and I'll be really excited for you guys to also see what she has to say and what she suggests. And thank you all for joining me on my diabetic journey. One other thing that actually I want to add here is I've joined the Diabetes UK 1 million step challenge. I'm actually only set myself 500,000 steps over 3 months. And the reason is just with everything else that I'm doing, I felt that if I try and do 1 million, I might not get there. If I hit the 1 million, amazing. But I've set myself 500,000 steps to fulfill in 3 months. So from the 1st of July to the 30th of September. If you would like to donate towards that, amazing. I will put the link down here for you to see how you can donate. And if you can't, absolutely fine. I'm just thankful that you're joining me on my diabetic journey. So I'll catch you guys again next week for my next update, where I could be talking about a recipe, I could be talking about some of the issues, I could be talking about anything, but it's all about that diabetic journey. So thank you for joining me. Bye.